We're breaking down common myths in the B2B marketing and sales world. I'm Nora Leary, and this is B2B Debunked. So today I'm joined by Ariel Hurst, one of our senior marketing directors at Iron Paper, and we are debunking the myth AI cannot write my content. So Ariel, I think in the last few, I don't know, maybe 6-12 months, there's been a lot of back and forth on whether or not AI can or should write content. I think we're at the point where we know AI can, and maybe it's the question of should AI write your content, but what is your take on that?
It seems like self-preservation for agencies to say that, no, AI can't write your content. Only we can do that. But I don't think that's true at all, right? We're all having great experiences every day of AI writing content. So the question is, how good is that content? And is it doing the job that you need it to do? I think one of the most profound things that AI can't do where marketers, which is, we're all contending with AI, where marketers can still create a completely unique value is actually talking to real human beings. That is something AI cannot do. All it does is compute stuff from the internet. So every time you talk to a buyer, you talk to a salesperson, you talk to a real human being, you are now gathering data that's going to inform the quality of that content and make it better. That's an input that only you can provide that the robot can't. So that's, I think, where the beginning of the interplay starts of, well, yeah, it can write it, but how good can it be without that actual real world context that we bring to the table?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think having that element of what should it write is a lot better done by a human. And then the initial draft, I usually think can kind of get you going. Maybe especially the research and finding stats is always really helpful. The final product, I don't think can be AI driven, but it can get us going. How should agencies be using AI when it comes to content writing?
All of us writers feel that the blank page is the enemy. So I think using it for first drafts is a great opportunity and good place to start. It definitely makes sense to use AI to assist in your buyer research, to assist in understanding what are the key questions buyers are asking. You should augment that with real world research that you are doing, actually talking to salespeople and buyers, as I said. Um, because really, the thing that AI struggles with, in my opinion, is it's not great at creating the angle, right? It doesn't know like where that juicy tidbit it is. It's just the thing that it can't tell. So anything that comes to the production of the actual writing, it's a huge boon. But when it comes to identifying like what's the thing that actually resonates with buyers and like hits that pain point that makes them say, "Oh, I got to read this to find out what's on the other side of it." I think that's the part that we need to be supplying as writers and marketers and experts in our field.
I agree completely. I think the other thing to keep in mind is that, so yes, AI can write a lot of content. Does it have the ability to? Yes. But it's also writing that content for other people. So you don't actually own the content that AI spits out. And I think we are going to see a lot of issues in the future, especially around really common concepts in marketing, just because the same words, the same phrasing, even the same paragraphs are being used over and over again. So having that human eye is absolutely critical.
I do want to call out one other thing that I think AI could be good at. I'm kind of in the early stages of experimentation around this, but I think it could be a great opportunity for the clients that we work with. They're B2B, they have complex buying groups, which means there's multiple stakeholders involved. I do think there's an opportunity to create a great piece of content, do some buyer research, and then say, cool, this is oriented toward an operations role. Here is a bunch of research about the questions that marketers are asking or finance people are asking. Reorient this piece to answer those questions while still hitting some of the same high points about the product, the challenges in the industry, those things that are more universal. I think that opportunity to scale your content is something that we'll also start seeing people experiment with more and more.
Yeah, absolutely. I think how people really should think about it is that you need that strategic lens first. So,
Mhm.
what content are we writing for who, why, and that angle? Then it can go over to some sort of AI platform that can help get some of the research element, of course, checking all of the citations. I can get that first draft. So, people that are experiencing writer's block or don't know where to start, going back and forth can work too, especially if you need ideas on how to rework something, but making sure that you have that unique take which to your earlier point, Ariel, I think can come from those SME interviews.
Mhm.
It can come from mining data in your CRM. It can come from experience that you have in the industry. So adding that take, I think that until AI gets a lot better, you still will need that human element. But I do think we are probably seeing a lot of companies relying only on AI. I just think that algorithms are going to start to deprioritize that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I also think AI presents an opportunity to do some of the best practices we've always known, but maybe haven't had the time to capitalize on. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've heard, every piece of content needs to be platform native, and you need to think about the people on that platform and like how they want to receive this information. And at the end of the day, for a lot of us, right, we've done the thing where, the post that you did on Instagram was copied to LinkedIn, was copied to Twitter, was copied across because you just don't have the time to redo everything in order to make it platform specific. Well, now you do, and you really have the chance to draw some of those distinctions and do more sophisticated experimentation, which is really exciting.
Yeah, really good point. To wrap up for viewers, absolutely can use AI to aid in the content writing process, but it is an aid. AI is great for research, it's great for first drafts. It's not so great for unique takes. So we definitely recommend using SMEs or industry knowledge, CRM data, first party data to help get that point of view because AI will spit out the same thing for multiple companies. AI can also help with rewriting, grammar check, clarity, things like that, spelling, all of that good stuff. But right now, we see it as an aid in writing that no one should shy away from, but it's not a full replacement quite yet. All right, Ariel, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe for more.